We're picking up where we left off in LA Noire Part 16B, The Naked City.
God damn it, you got it right.
Yeah, well, you know, fool me once, shame on you.
Fool you
me
4
seven
times.
times. Shame on me.
Yeah. Roll the video.
All right. Jumping right into an action scene.
Come on, let's give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace, Detective Phelps.
Ah. This is the
This is that
patrolman
beat cop.
who... Yep.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
The guy who last arrested the dead guy with the morphine and the harmonica.
Exactly. Yep.
So we have no idea who he's chasing. We're just helping out because...
Seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah. Whoa! Guns have been drawn.
I don't know the context, but I'm about to murder 6 people here. Some beat cop told me to.
Kill a cop, and it's the electric chair.
Do you like how I use cover?
Yes! Now I'd like you to use cover where you can peek out from behind cover and see people to shoot at.
Oh, well, see, nobody in the forum thread talked about that. They just said use cover. I thought they meant they just wanted me to get behind some object and wait it out.
You're the best at video games.
I really am. I really am.
Oh gosh.
Get in cover, you lunatic. Cover's for sissies. I'm gonna stand by that. I always found the console targeting kind of cheap, the way where you just tap left trigger and then it snaps right on
Stay
him.
down.
I was actually about to ask whether you had sticky targeting on right now or not.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's not snapping to him now because I'm still in aim mode. It's more like the Call of Duty method where if I keep pumping the left trigger... Wow, that was good. Every time I pump the left trigger, it'll sticky target.
Got it.
Feels kind of cheap, though.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information. Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. Nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
I have no idea what to make of that clue. Should we recognize a gigantic guy, or is that just
You know the way. You can drive.
someone new to look out for?
I'm assuming the latter, yeah.
Okay.
Willie?
Where are
was
we
his
headed?
name?
Yeah.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
Oh. Because there are 2 guys.
Strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull.
Could be.
So Willie turned on him.
That is... That certainly fits in with our previous wild speculation. I mean, Roy wasn't asked about it, but he's kind of right. There is really very, very little reason to suspect a link between the two, except for narrative convenience.
Right. Sometimes you gotta shake
We
the
caught up
tree,
with
see
Mao.
what falls
He's giving
out.
us the dope
Yeah.
on LeBlanc. He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders?
Ooh.
Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where Arnett comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
Guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
You could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, boy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Yeah, so this Arnett guy is still very fishy.
Yeah,
Is the
yeah.
cigarette case on there?
The other people, who knows?
Cole's building quite the house of cards out of speculation right now.
It's here. Arnett must
Is
be
this
out of his
every
mind trying to
item
move this while under
stolen?
a murder cloud.
Property reported stolen, yes.
And it fits on one page?
Julia Randall's ring.
For all of LA County?
Looks like for the past 6 months, yes.
One page.
Maybe
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
maybe just items above a certain dollar value. This all looks like really expensive. Maybe it's just jewelry.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
I am skeptical
About what?
about all of the stolen property, even all of the jewelry valued above $250 for a 6-month window in the city of Los Angeles, fitting on one sheet of paper.
Dunno.
Maybe it's a very safe place to live.
Did that passerby just ask, "Are you a spy?"
Yes, yes, they did.
Jesus Christ!
Are you crazy?
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me,
Oh
partner?
my god.
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working.
You idiot!
Oh my god.
Rusty had his best clearance rate working with you, you idiot.
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes.
It's cool that they acknowledge the secrecy.
You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Oh, that was a compliment.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
What is this music?
A hopped-up model, a cat, and a circus freak. Only in L.A.
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
That's
Arnett,
funny.
LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together. Phelps! Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old...
I'm pushing the gas, but
Your car's on fire.
I've done a very good job of driving to this.
Do you know
crime
that I
scene.
commented under the first half of this case video that you went the entire time without a
We check out
single
this
high-speed
Eastern Broad and see
collision?
if we can make the link between the burglars and Arnett.
I picked the right time to stop the case.
Oh my god. That may have been the single worst minute of driving into LP so far.
I've yet to actually ruin a car to the point where I can't even make it
Out
to
of
the
the car,
next
police.
location.
Well,
find one goddamn
you
thing.
always crash into that same goddamn wall on the way out of the parking lot. It cannot possibly be designed such that your car's turning radius is too wide for that turn.
No, it is exactly designed in that fashion, I guarantee you. Somebody on the design team has a sense of humor.
What are you doing?
Now we get to take a taxi there, so that's cool. We'll roll up in style.
Oh my god.
Son of a bitch!
So was that the end of the conversation, I guess?
Must have been.
It was pretty long.
Or the game just got really, really confused by all of the terrible mayhem that happened. They just
Holy
lost the thread.
That was really exemplary.
Thank you. So there is an achievement for causing, what, $70,000 or
What's wrong
$48,000
with
city
you?
damage?
You're not
But I don't think I'll be able to get it. That's a very high dollar
Like
amount. I
in
mean,
a single car,
in one case.
in one case.
But I usually come in, even with my terrible driving, I usually come in the $7,000 range.
Wow, okay, yeah, you have to like take time away from the case to just drive around and work on that, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, that you passed a duplicate of Roy's car, you could have replaced it for him.
Meh. Hey, I made it! Everyone's alive! It's a miracle. Sorry about the street lamp, lady. Oh, man.
Wow, what happened to those trees by the door?
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is.
There really are houses like this in the Wilshire part of LA. This is cool. This feels like a good recreation.
Cool.
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man? If you are returning 43 pieces of my property.
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
I caught Roy trying to say yes before Cole interrupted him.
Yeah.
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
She may not be as rich as she pretends to be.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied?
Cuffer.
My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
And that would be Arnett.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's
That would
not
make her
go
daughter
into
the
that.
dress
Let's talk about
girl,
what
though.
you've recovered.
Because Arnett's dating the dress girl, unless he's seeing two people.
Gosh, he would never do that. He seems like an upright and honest gentleman.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr.
Oh.
Stoneman and his lovely wife.
Okay.
I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks.
Hello, Mother. Hello,
Familiar
detectives.
face?
Yep.
What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, Mother and Father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
He's cheeky.
Oh, he got his car back.
This is the first time we've had someone in the back seat.
Yeah. Cole's trying to set up a parlor room scene. What is it called?
I'm not familiar.
No, shoot. I misread. There's a term for the scene in a detective novel where...
We're missing something. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
I like this girl.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What is socking it, sister? You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
There's... I maybe again the term wrong. There's a term for this...
Stay straight on
the
this
scene
road.
in a detective novel where the detective has all the suspects gathered together in a room, and he lays out piece by piece who did it and how he knows it was them.
Oh,
And
interesting.
it's like Cole's trying to set something like that up. Like he's playing... this whole case, he's sort of been playing the role of an old-style detective rather than a policeman.
Right. Well, that's probably because this is based on a film, which I got the impression was a detective film.
Yeah, that would make a certain amount of sense.
Take the next right.
A lot of his behavior actually makes a lot more sense if you think of it in terms of he's trying to act like, God, I can't even think. Can't remember which of the classic detectives did stuff like that. Poirot kind of thing. But yeah, the whole playing his cards close to his chest, luring suspects in to give away more than they mean to.
That was cool, the NBC building back there.
What?
I'm surprised there wasn't a landmark. We just drove by NBC Studios, Hollywood.
Is that your siren?
Yeah. This is technically a police car.
Okay. Why do you have your siren on?
I just feel like I'm going to do some exemplary driving.
Okay, why did you turn right there?
Because this is Hollywood Boulevard, and I haven't actually driven down Hollywood Boulevard in this game yet.
Okay.
Hollywood and Vine is like a really familiar intersection. I'm trying to remember what's actually there. I think this is it, the Pantages is what's at Hollywood and Vine. I was hoping it'd be Man's Chinese, which we haven't seen yet, but thinking about it, I think that's more Hollywood and Highland.
Okay, this isn't Vine.
Whatever, I'm giving up. I was also expecting the Walk of Stars to be here, but maybe that wasn't in place in 1947 because it should be alongside both sides of the street.
I'm sure I don't know that.
Anyways, as you were.
I was mostly done with that tangent.
So listening to this girl kind of reminds me of one of those side cases from the Free Roam with the bank robbery one.
Huh.
Like
yeah.
if she actually is an associate or is involved in burglary, it'd be interesting if that side case was her. I can't remember though. I don't think it was her.
What's interesting here is that Cole's keeping, again, like a detective novel or something like that, he's keeping his theories secret from the player. Like, this is the first time I feel like Cole has more ideas than we do.
Interesting.
Which is a very different feel. Like, he's clearly got some theory in his head of how it all fits together, and I'm not sure I have all the pieces.
Let's find out who your
Welcome,
fiancé
sir.
really is.
I'm sorry, are you a resident?
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Why have they brought her along?
Well, isn't this just nice?
I have no idea.
Some nice elevators in this case.
Stop!
Don't
LAPD!
kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on, get after him.
Put your hands in the air.
So is that Arnett we're chasing, or the big guy? I can't see from this angle.
I don't know. Let's see.
Give it up, LAPD.
Oh, gosh.
Slow speed chase.
Yeah, okay, Cole. So I appreciate that they brought this mechanic back to use with actual time pressure. Like, that's cool. Oh, he's waiting to clothesline you, isn't he?
Yeah, and also that.
Oh, dear. Can you only fall off a certain number of times before you just fall for good?
Yeah, 3 times.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry.
That mechanic is stupid, and people who like that mechanic are stupid.
So, yes. I think it is cool that they brought that mechanic back now that you've got the time pressure and everything. But in the circumstance, that's when you just run across and you let your forward momentum, carry you through the iffy parts of balance.
Yeah, it's not that thin. A little glitch there. It's not that thin of a plank.
No, and it's not that long of a plank. Assuming it's stable, you can just be across that in 3
2
strides.
steps, yeah. Plus, it just looks so comical when we're chasing each other,
Yeah.
and then we just slow. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Stop.
Oh. Yeah, he's
Check me out.
and it's so obvious he's waiting there, and there's gonna be the stock animation of him. Okay, well that was a little different.
Different fella, too.
Yep. So that wasn't Arnett.
Is this the first time that somebody's actually gotten away from a chase? And that's like what's supposed to happen?
Looks like he got you good, Phelps. Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How'd I get back here? Under your own steam, miraculously. He came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Let's have 2 recently conscious guys interview each other. This should be entertaining.
Please, not right now.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her?
What? Oh, okay.
Vacheron Constantine. It's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
Hello, Henry. I'm recently concussed.
Indeed.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Okay, so we don't actually have any frickin' proof.
You're lying.
Oh, the case, I guess.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Right, we have the actual jewelry itself. We don't know anything about his associates, though. That's all theory.
Yep.
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea.
Whoa.
Get a list of society parties, and find out where and when, and then have the guests burgled. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
Oh, that's the dead girl, right?
Right,
I thought he was
right.
selling out his girlfriend.
No,
right
though
there,
her
right
expression
next to her.
is magnificent.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather. She'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out. That she was going to create a new gang.
Why did we bring this woman here?
You're lying, Arnett.
To show her that he was planning to leave?
I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look
Pressure?
like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
I mean, that doesn't answer the question, why would he need to run? Yeah, I think this may be a doubt, I guess. We don't actually have anything linking him to the death.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
And again, this is a case where you couldn't be sure until you pressed lie, unfortunately.
Have you
Huh?
told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it
That
isn't
could have been
true.
for the burglary.
Exactly.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Yeah, no
What?
joke.
What the hell?
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first
What?
burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
What the... What?
Yeah, this one's all over the place. I have no idea how I would have gotten this without the wiki page up.
But how do you go from there is no Henderson to no, tell me about your first burglary? Like, what's
and
the
then
connection?
show me a list.
Your first
Yeah.
burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julie.
What?
That's a stretch.
She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Sounds
See,
like
this is an interesting case,
Henry
but
Arnett, you are under arrest for
it's not very well assembled.
and for the murder
No.
of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
like
I really want to like this case. I really do. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot going on here, but some of the components are not coming together in the right way.
why did he just admit to paying them to kill her? We had
Exactly.
absolutely no evidence linking him to the two thugs at all.
And what if I didn't have the wiki page up and had pushed doubt, which would have been a very realistic and reasonable thing for me to do?
Yeah.
Would we be
Help me
hosed?
out.
Again, yeah, the story's good, but
Stoneman lied to us. It's time we had another talk with him.
You're behind the wheel.
I was
Do we know where we're going?
completely figuring that Arnett was Henderson, and it was his smoking jacket because he's a big fashion guy. He wears the sharp suits and
He
stuff.
only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the rubber boy.
I didn't box in the Marines,
Yeah.
though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
But in your theory, Arnett would have been two-timing Heather, right?
Well, he was. Oh, yes, I see.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you're right.
actively two-timing her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right. He did admit to it once, but I don't know.
Or if Henderson is Stoneman, it makes a lot more sense for him to be the one to have arranged to have her killed than Arnett.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
why-
you're right.
What advantage did Arnett get from having her dead?
And what advantage did he get from blabbing like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of flaws with that.
Like, what possible hold could Julie have had over him? Like, she can't go to the cops. She's every bit as implicated.
Doctor can give us something to make this all better.
I wonder if they had made some surgical changes to that scene that we just had, if this whole case could have come together in a much better way.
The blind pattern does not match up with what's actually going on in the window.
Thank you for that
Hang
fact.
on a moment, sister.
You're welcome.
Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
Boy.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
What?
Busted.
What the hell was the point of
So
that?
glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Why is he so reluctant to arrest this guy?
What the
He's got a wife and
what the
a
hell?
mistress on the side, and he's a robber.
Oh, the practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard.
What the hell?
No, please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends, and I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
what the hell?
I actually thought that was a pretty good twist.
Yes. Yes. I still have so many problems with the way this scene opened, though. Why did they make her... Why did they announce they were Arnett? What did that gain them?
Call this in, Cole. Maybe you should ask for a street.
Well, if you think about it, if we hadn't busted the case open in the other scene, then that would have implicated Henderson, right?
What?
Operator, message for KGPL.
He announced that he knew Arnett before he realized it was us.
So
he
mean
implicated
Stoneman? That would have
himself.
implicated
Yeah.
Stoneman?
Stoneman is
an
Henderson.
ambulance and the coroner.
Right, okay.
Immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
See, I think your only bone is actually with the Arnett interview.
We have an address.
I think that this scene would
Let's
have
try
worked
and
a
wrap
lot
this
better
up,
if
then.
the Arnett interview hadn't been so poorly done.
Maybe, but okay. So all you establish is that he knows who Arnett is and didn't
That
like
old
him.
boy really fell for that broad.
How does that in any way connect Stoneman
Would
to
you throw it
the?
all away for a woman?
He gets a guilty look on his face. You ask a question, you
Quite
press
the
him.
romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am.
This is clever.
I like women as much as the next guy, as long as they're in this place and doing what they're told.
Yeah. Oh,
Seeing the car
yes.
pull up.
I see. No. So the doctor. So you did basically nothing
Thank God I didn't park
to
there.
get the doctor to spill everything. Like you
I honestly
showed up.
think that that's believable for his character, though. He was only doing it because he was in love with Julia. She's dead. He's grieving. He
Okay.
realizes his whole life has been a mistake.
That was
Like,
just.
I could see him
You can
breaking
drive.
pretty easily.
I guess.
I really think you're hanging up on the Arnett interview. I bet
Maybe.
you if that interview had gone better, that this scene would have been a lot more impactful. Because when I played through it the first time, I found that scene pretty impactful.
It was standing on its own a well done scene. I'm just frustrated with how this case is kind of resolving by fiat. Like you go places and people tell you everything.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
Yeah, I really think it's a good story. It's a good case. I think that
But
it's just
you're
not coming together in
solving
the
it.
right way. Exactly.
It's a good case that they're telling you.
Yep, totally agree.
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut.
It's one of a kind, though. It has a very interesting narrative style and feel compared to the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's
Which
the thing. If this were in a different game, I would really be enjoying it. But this is not what we've been led to expect from LA Noire gameplay.
Yep.
I was
think you could
mentioning
really see the
earlier
film
that-
influence.
What, sorry?
Even though I think you could really see the film influence, even though I haven't seen the film.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was saying earlier that it feels like Cole has all the pieces connected in his head, but we don't know. But he's not even doing the classic detective thing where he lays out all the evidence until it's overwhelming and the killer breaks or whatever. Like, he just shows up and then the killer breaks. And it's like, oh, then the killer explains everything to us, which is fundamentally less satisfying than the detective explaining everything.
That was a little audio puzzle we just saw. I had to walk around until the sound got louder.
Give yourself up.
Why do they always run?
Well, I know why this guy's running. To be fair.
Thought I could have had him.
Hey, good on you, Roy. Shouldn't one of you go around to head him off or something? I mean, you can see his dot on the mini-map.
I want Roy to kick me.
I want Roy to be the one to get clotheslined.
Yeah, I tried.
It's a good attempt. Are you still choosing not to use the sticky targeting?
I don't think the sticky targeting works from a certain distance. It
Oh.
wasn't working there. Also, there's some scenes where they clearly just don't want you to kill the guy until a certain point.
Wow, you're going pretty high up for this city. So I guess we're gonna have our final confrontation up here because Roy's not coming along anymore.
Yep.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is. Wait, the son of a bitch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh man, can you take down the entire sign?
That's exactly the idea I just had. I'm like, yeah, I should probably kill that guy, but...
Yes.
Lights out.
Railing death. Railing death. Railing death. No!
I got an achievement for shooting out the sign, though.
Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain.
It's a little creepy.
She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Really? It was going so well until the ending, and it just kind of fell apart. And that was weird. Like, you get to the end of the story, and then the last scene is, oh, by the way, now you gotta hunt down the murderer, chase him across some rooftops, and shoot him.
Yeah. Still a cool set piece moment.
Yes.
With the Broadway.
Definitely.
Cool suicide, too.
Yeah.
Had some clever bits.
We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill. That's one of our 50 cals still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole. Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Ooh, that was well done. That was really well done.
What about it?
Just you could see the transformation going on. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that was you could see something changing in how Cole understood himself and the war and what they were doing.
He spent the night up on the hill in camouflage and had a lot of time to think about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he literally got shell-shocked, but, you know, there's a clear traumatic moment that just completely changed everything.
Yep.
Interesting. That was really cool. Yeah, okay, here's the thing with the case. Pretty much every single scene would have been great if it were a movie. But the problem is the game expects that your thought process and Cole's are supposed to match up. And there's a couple places where to win, you had to make him do and say things that you as the player didn't understand. Like, the interview with Arnett, if I had seen that presented as a cutscene, I've been like, ooh, cool, he's being a clever detective, kind of dancing around the topics he wants and getting at them from weird angles. But the problem is, we didn't know enough to direct him to do that.
Yeah.
And so that you got a real disconnect, really for the first time in an actual interrogation, to that degree at least, between player and character.
An interesting case, definitely one of a kind.
Yeah. Overall, I liked it. I'm just frustrated with that ending.
I agree. Totally agree. Well, tune in for the next episode, the conclusion of the Vice Desk. Can you believe we're already at the end?
It does seem very short.
Yeah. Cool. See you then.
All right.